Hello there, it's William. So let's continue our sculpting. We pretty much finished the whole body part, but still one last milestone not conquered. That is the feet, and the feet is basically just a small extrusion, so we can easily just mask it out and grab it out. Okay, so let's try to do that. So I think I already give it a fairly long leg already. So let's enter this sculpt mode, right? So let's first choose the this is no longer upper body. I think this is just a body part. Okay, so let's choose the body, and we can enter into the sculpt mode. And yeah, once you are inside of sculpt mode, I'm going to just get these brushes out and maybe grab a little bit of the leg part, just to grab it. Okay, and once you grab this out, you're going to mask the area that you want to paint. Okay, so let's just make approximately here. I think maybe it's a little bit long right now, so maybe just a mask right here. Okay, once you have masked it and you need to invert, you can just using your control and I to invert everything. And right now I want to just to grab it out. Okay, I just want to grab it out because you don't need to extrude that. That will be overdue. Okay, so I make the brush size a little bit bigger, and I can grab it now out nicely. Okay, and do remember you need to check your sculpting from different views. So first, right, and 3, this can give you the approximate length of your extrusion. And here is the view, is the top view. Okay, so we'd like this 2 legs should be a little bit, let me push it a little bit, to be sort of extrude to the left and right, rather than just pointing directly to the front. That would be pretty unnatural. Okay, and then I think yeah, of course the bottom part needs to be a little bit flat, so I'm going to move it up a little bit. And of course this is a little like a snake, which is not good, so we are going to fine-tuning that. Okay, and once you got the basic shape ready, you can just exit this, the Alt and M to exit this mode. You can add a little bit of fine-tuning here, and I think the I think there's a lacking of space here, so yeah, I'm going to make it. Let me look at the side view, right? I think the proportions a little bit weird. The lead is maybe too strong, and this part a little bit too not. Let me just fine-tune that by push it in and push this part up a little bit. Okay, because I think the leg is the proportions a little bit weird, so let's just do that. Maybe a little bit smaller. Okay. And I think the whole proportion of the leg is a little bit too long. But don't worry, we will fine-tune proportion later. For now, I think it's pretty good. Let's just focus on the detail, right? And let me make it smaller, because the tendon area, this small part need to be pushed in, and of course the side of the leg need to be pushing as well. Maybe make it a little bit bigger brush than that, because we want to do the fine-tuning changes rather than sort of a bone change. Okay. Once you push it in, you can using the clay brush to adding something rather than just like this. Okay, and let me make it a little wider for now, because I think the shape of the leg is a little bit weird, and this is definitely too pointy. Let me just push it inside. Okay, and I think maybe just too rounded, so I'm going to point at the top of the leg and grab it down a bit. I don't want this to be too meaty, right? I want it to be pretty flat, so I can fine-tune that by adding things later. Okay, these two areas definitely need to be pushed in. Okay, push up a bit, and let me adding a little bit landmark, so I know the structure of things, and we can fix that later on. Okay, so first is that and you focus on the side of it and paint a little bit above here, because the bone starting here and ending here. Okay, we got it connecting to the up as well as right here, and of course the other side also need to got a little bit bulge here. Okay, because you gotta clearly see the bone here, and adding a little bit. Okay, clearly got this side, so a little bit showing that bone out. Okay, and I think I got it tendon here, and I need to push it inside a little bit. And when I look at the back side, I often see this sort of a squeezed inside, so we need to get this part a little bit squeezed inside, but this part needs to be stretched out. So I'm going to get my brush, and I'm going to just grab this out, push this inside a bit, okay, just to get a nice squeeze. Okay, and spread the rest of the leg part out, and I think we already got this sort of a bony landmark here, so let me just start from this place. Okay, we got this bony mark, but nothing too crazy, so the main bone should be here, the rest is just move with it. And I think I need to carve this part inside a little bit. So remember, you are working in a 3D environment, so you sort of need to think that all the time. So it's not just a one face or one angle, so you need to switch that, you fine-tune that, and turn it around, you fine-tune that and turn around, just to look at the character that you're sculpting from different angle. If you got a reference image, you can check that image, but for me, I just want to do that without it for you guys. So sort of show you guys it's feasible to do that without adding other help. Okay, so I make it flat because I think it's a little bit too. And let me just sort of like mud. We need to spread it out a little bit, and let me look at bony area. Maybe I need to stretch this part out as well. Just make it smaller. Get up a little bit. No, we don't want that. Maybe just push it inside. And of course we're going to add a little bit of curve here, so maybe just push this part inside a little bit. So what I'm trying to do is to add a little bit of curve to the leg, to the foot here. So I think there will be a nice curve. So if you can't do it, you can always use this carve inside functionality holding control to carve this, and then adding the detail later on. So using the clay strip, you can adding all the detail, or always command and always control and R to remesh it as soon as you realize that maybe there is not so much of the poly for you to work on. Just make it smoothly, adding some volume here, and at the side adding a little bit without changing too much. Okay, and yeah, as you guys can see, we clearly messed it up a little bit, so we need to add volume here. So maybe feel some of the volume, make it a little bulged up. Probably I just I think I may just undo what I've done, because this is just a risky step, because if I did not revise it perfectly, I may just may not get it perfect. Revision. Okay, so I think that's pretty good. Let's just revise it just to make it safe, right? And just make it more subtle, and then I'm going to remesh this in order to get more poly to work it on. Let me just close this window to block out the noise, right? And just fill this part in. Okay, fill this part in, and let me just look at it from different angle. Okay, fill this in, and I know it's a little bit crude, it's a little bit messy, but don't you worry about it. We will revise that one by one. Okay, let me add a little bit connection here. Go to the side. We already got a little bit budge, so this will be our landmark. We can adding more fine-tuning by holding control and carve this part out to show more of the bone and the separation of the muscle, and we can get this carve inside a little bit more to show that we got this carve inside, because this is a bone, so this should be a dent. Let me add in a little bit bone here, a little bit connecting here, and this part should be revised bigger. Maybe revise that a little bit, and look at it from different angles, so you got the idea of where to fine-tune in it. Okay, this may be too small changes, let me make it big. When you make it big, you can make it subtle. You'll make it pretty small, you're definitely going to make a mess. So that's my personal opinion. If you want to fine tune it, do make it big, and yeah, do make it big. Let me push it. You can have a little bit curve because you got muscle here, but don't overdo it, right? You can have a little bit curve, say here, but overall it should be a straight line here. And the knee part we can just stretch out, bulge a little bit, but nothing too crazy. Okay, we just want to bulge it a little bit, and that looks pretty good. The sides we need to bulge that a little bit. Okay, make it small changes, nothing too crazy. Okay, and this, and do remember to look at all this cavity, right? So if you make some changes, maybe some bug in Blender, we just go to the other side and make it totally hollow, and it become pretty hard to revise that. To do the revision, sometimes just much quicker to just redo it, or just reload the last checkpoint, and you can quickly redo it. Okay, so let me cover it inside a little bit just to make it this more prominently extruded. And remember, we got this knee part, so this should be an indent area here. This part, indented area here, just adding a little bit to show that you already know this. There is a bony area as well as the muscle structure behind it. So, and if you do overdo it, you think this is a little bit weird, you can just make a pretty big brush and smooth everything out, so won't get too outstanding, say indentation, something like that. Okay, yeah, looks pretty good. And it looks as if this man's wearing a shoe or something like that. So what I'm going to do is to push it, because the natural leg should be a sort of a natural feet should be a sort of flat out. So I'm going to flat it out a little bit, and we should have a nice curve structure here. So let's push it inside a little bit. We can't be a reversed curved structure. And do remember to check that from different angles. Sometimes you may break it. Okay, let me just feel this cavity a little bit. But before I do the major changes, I always remesh it, because once you do something and you don't remesh, it might become pretty hard to add in. Okay, so let me add in all this fill this cavity. Just make sure you won't do something crazy. Okay. Alright, this is the place where it got a little bit messy. So do remember to decrease the strength a little bit. You don't want this to go to the other side. Okay, so you feel it, but don't overdo it. Okay, that's my suggestion, because sometimes you might overdo it. Maybe just make it bulged, so adding more volume inside. Okay, don't want it to be too thin and become weird. Okay, let me just add a little bit of volume here and there to bulge it up, to fill in this blank and smooth it out. Maybe just push it inside. Make it small. And you look at the other side, make sure you don't overdo it to affect the other side. Okay, let's just remesh for now. And I think as a remesh, I think the safest way of doing is just to grab it. Okay, we do as this clay strip on it, you might get a little bit weird consequences that you don't want. So let's just play for safe. Okay, because if you do a multiple adjustment, you will feel like that you force got the different clay together, and it will become a little bit uneven, and because some of it may be connected, and that will be an issue when you are doing another adjustment. And because we are going to make him wear shoes, the outfit. Okay, so even though sometimes you may need to animate the feet, but nothing too fancy, just the whole legs movement without actually modeling and rig the tone of your feet, so you don't need to worry too much about the feet area. But the finger as well as the face, that's where it comes to require you to just pay attention and pay your patience more to that. Okay, let me just grab that a little bit. And I think it's good time to add in a little bit detail. So if you look at the foot, mainly there's connecting and extrusion of the foot here. So what I'm going to do is to make it show here. Okay, so you can get this show here, but don't forget to check the other side of. Okay, let me just it's pretty weird. Let me just adding things. Maybe let's just grab it, just play it safe. Okay, just play it safe, and make it smaller. And I'm going to grab this instead of using clay strip brush on it, just to play it safe. Okay, won't affect that, and then I'm going to make it small and subtle to add on it, and check it won't affect the other side. Add something. Okay, good, so it won't affect it. So I'm going to add this sort of bony area all the way here. Okay, won't affect. So and so basically you're going to modeling this sort of a thumb area, adding a little bit extrusion as well here. So adding more extrusion at the side, because we got this bone as the mark here. Okay, so you can also just grab this part out a little bit to add in a little bit more shape. Okay, push it inside, and of course you can push it inside a little bit just to make it more accurate. Okay, and then I think push inside a little bit, and we can add detail. And I think we can look at fit from different angle to adjust the overall shape, since we already got the issue fixed. Okay, so let's adjust the fit from the bottom, and I'm going to add a little bit curve structure here. as well as the pushing of the side here. Let me make it transition more smoothly by making a little bit change to my size of the brush, and this part we can got inside as well, and I think maybe I can use this as well, so maybe just use this to cover inside. Okay, this to cover inside, and do remember to look at the outside, it won't affect it. That is good. Maybe smaller and carve it, and make it even smaller to carve it, because I like a certain curvature. Touch a little bit here, and maybe adding pushing this part inside. So little birch, I don't want that. Pushing inside, get that outside a little bit. And this part clearly needs to be pushed inside, so I'm going to get a hold of it. Okay, push it, get bigger, push it, and this part definitely a little bit change. Yeah, already changed. Grab this part outside, this part inside, give it a nice curve, push a little, and this need to have a little bit curve here. Okay, this is more like it. Let me push all that inside, adjust the shape. Let me add, to make my brush a little bit smaller so I don't get overwhelmed. Do remember to look at the other side. Just to make the area standing out, you can add all sort of parts and indent, rest. Maybe go to the side. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Without some of the prominent mistake. Okay. So I'm pretty satisfied with it. Do look at it from different angle. The field is okay. And I think it's a good time to carve in all the tones. It's not going to be a pretty precise carving, but I think that's already good enough for now. Okay, so you can push this inside, of course, but I think carving is a little bit quicker than other methods. Okay, so what I'm going to do is to grab hold of that. Okay, maybe different. viewport, always remember to hold this center. Okay, and make it smaller, because you want a clear separation. A raster, you can just give it sort of basic shape of it. So 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4. Just need 3 cuts, and yeah, basically that's it. Don't need too much of the carve. Don't need too much of the inside carve. All right, just need a basic carve to show. Remesh it. And I am going to move to here. Maybe continue to carve it. Okay, I want a clear separation of the biggest thumb, leg. The rest just a gentle carve. Okay, gentle carve, and then change, carve. Okay, this is clearly a big carve. Then you can fine tune it by grab it, yeah, like push it inside, push it more separated. Okay, push it inside a little bit, but to make it smaller, you can push it just to make the carve a little bit more separated. You can get this, grab it out a little bit, like at the side of it. Okay. Sometimes I don't want the connection between these two, but the things we just have a little bit of carve, well, we're not going to worry about it too much. Sometimes you can just hold it and you continue to carve and sort of just make it break. Okay, but sometimes you just need to give it pretty gentle and carve and remesh it. Sometimes the remesh can do the work, because sometimes the two meshes a little bit close, it will just automatically recalculate that. So especially if you are in a low poly environment. Okay, and let's do a little bit fine tuning. Okay, just make it round and grab it out a little bit, make it rounded, maybe here, out, make it bony area, this part. Yeah, just nothing too crazy, just make tone like this. And I don't think we need to get these separated, so I'm going to add a little bit of volume inside. Okay, I think I just covered too much, not these two separated. Okay, adding a little bit just to fill the cavity. Maybe like this, and you can smooth everything out by using smooth, and you can adding more volume to it can also do the trick. So sort of got it together. Okay, so yeah, I think that's pretty much it. And you can also just make it round, just change the shape a little bit. Maybe pull it out a little bit. Okay, And yeah, and I think we got a, we can get a little bit of bony area here, so let me just fine tune it a little bit. And sometimes the this finger can get squished inside, and yeah, I'm not going to do too much, just a sort of an indication of the things. And yeah, I'm pretty satisfied with it, and let's just leave it here, I think. And if you have more time, you can do the fingernail or something like that. Okay, you can just use this knife just to make it smaller, and you can carve it inside. Okay, so you can do the fingernail, yeah, and something like that. Okay, just a sort of an indication of things. Okay, and of course you want to extrusion, you can just use that to get your fingernail. Okay, I'm not going to do that because that will be too much of the detail. We will have another video dedicated to the hand and feet. Okay, let me just add something to indicate that yeah, it's there, just an indication that it's there. Okay, so adding a little bit, and yeah, I'm not too worried about it, but if I look back, I think there is a clear disproportion here, so I think that's a bigger issue that we need to pay special attention to. Okay, let me move it. I think this part is a little bit short, so I'm going to grab that, make it big. Okay, I'm going to make it much longer. Okay, because that's a much more appropriate length. Okay, maybe a little bit, and don't forget to adjust that. And then maybe I need to fine-tuning the leg parts, because I think it's a little bit screwed. Just push it inside a little bit. Okay, maybe this part needs to be grab that to the right side. Okay, let me add some detail here. Don't forget to check whether the other shape got messed up. Make it smaller. It should got a clear sort of a center line here, and rest of it just connect that to the feet. Okay, so you can use this cutting knife. I like to call it cutting knife functionality, to carve the left or right inside a little bit, and to smooth this out, to give a clear indication that you know there's a sort of a tendon bone here, and there's nothing you can do to work it out and to completely change the anatomy. You can't do that. Okay, so you got to focus on that, I think. Then let's push it inside a little bit, maybe to the right. I think screw it a little bit. Maybe just grab that. And I tend not to use this in a pretty thin area, because you might just get unexpected results to the other side. So just be extremely careful when you actually do that. Okay, feel a little bit cavity. Okay, and when I go to the side, I think this clearly is a little bit weird, so use that to grab it, to change it. at least to push it straight. Okay, you don't want anything that is out of the ordinary shape. Okay. First, from the back, the leg should be straight. Okay, and from the side, you don't want anything too crazy. This should be a straight line going down, so you need to feel this part a little bit. Oh right, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Sort of break the model. So just to be extremely careful about how you do it. So if you can't do it, sometimes you just need to grab it and fine tuning that bit. Okay. And remesh it. Okay, so sometimes remesh can do the trick. Okay, and adding a little bit because we already stretched the muscle part, the leg, too much, so I'm just reiterate that. Okay, I think that's pretty good. I'm pretty satisfied with it. And what I'm going to do is to zoom it out a little bit. And of course, you can always check your model by using a different rendering. Okay, so I'm going to use a little bit of rendering to look at it, and if you don't find anything weird or something off, you can just continue. I think I find something off, so this part I need to push it up so I have a little bit curve, and that is the thing that you only will notice when you use the this rendering mode. Okay, so I'm going to push it up a little bit, and let's just do that. Push it up, and we tend to not do it in the rendering mode. Okay, we'll push it up a little bit. Just adding a little bit curve, and let's render again. Okay, so yeah, I think there's like a little curve and it's a little bit flat, but sometimes human anatomy can be a sort of an individual thing. Okay, so some people is flat, some people got a pretty pointy at the middle, and then the side got backwards. Okay, and you can do that as well. So I think that's pretty decent. And then because we already know that we will redo the hand and the feet if we have more time, so let's just use it as a placeholder. And the hair, I think, definitely a placeholder, because that's a little bit fake if you render that, even though I adjust the material a little bit. So unless you want that special thing here. Okay, and I think nipple part needs to be aside a little bit, so let me just change that. Okay, maybe go to the side like this. Yeah, let's just leave it here. We don't want too much of the changes. Okay, yeah, I think that that's pretty much it, and it's a fairly long video, nearly 1 hour. I tend to make my video less than 1 hour. Okay, so and I tend to just keep everything edited, so you guys know the real live process with my yeah, talking. Okay, and I'm making stupid mistake, and yeah, and if you're still there, my name is William Jiaming, and you can subscribe to my channel or give me a thumb up. Okay, thank you, bye.